Today is day 10, and I have two wins I'm going to share with you guys. One is a money win, and one is a body win. So, physical side of it. The first win is I have another sale, and the sale is a pressure washing thing for my brothers and my business. And so that's with the real estate agent. Actually, going to pressure wash the real estate agent's place as a job. So the real estate agent is now starting to trust me more with jobs, I guess, because she's trusting on me to do a good job for her place. So if I do a good job for her place, I believe I'll get more recommendations and everything else. The second win is that my push-ups have improved. I've been doing push-ups every single day because the gym's been closed, and I'm going to keep doing push-ups every single day. And my sit-ups have also improved. I went from doing 100 push-ups a day to 200 just in one go. I didn't change it, and I don't do them all in just one single run. I'll do like 40 push-ups and then do some work for like half an hour to an hour, do another 40 push-ups, etc. And same with my sit-ups. But now I'm going to up my sit-ups to 125 sit-ups because before I would do one lot of push-ups and then no sit-ups, and then the second lot of push-ups and then start the sit-ups on each one afterwards. So that's my physical win today. And I've today's video is that's the start of this. Today's video is going to be about short-term pain and long-term gain. So I'm going to get my handy dandy software again to start drawing. So let's share my screen. All right. So this is going to be a little explanation on short-term pain and long-term gain, and how short-term gain can lead to long-term pain. So we've got a timeline. This is our life, right? This is 0, and let's just say that we live to 100. Right? We'll just go with a pretty general thing. So, and we'll say that we'll say it's 18. It's when we turn 18. And that's like our deciding factor on when we need to get our life together. So what people tend to do is they tend to spend 5 years. So this would be 23 wasting their life. So going out partying, etc., and not really taking their life seriously. And then what that leads to is the next 5 years being terrible because they've got no money, no anything, and that leads to 28. And they've got a family, kids, and now they've got so many different problems that they've got to fix in their life that it ends up being a really hard time for getting any form of success. And they keep on wasting that time forever and ever and ever and not getting their physical body right. So they'd be getting overweight, etc. And they ruin the next 5 years of their life, and the next five, and the next five. And then they end up getting to this point where they go, I wish that I had done better all the way back here for the first 5 years. Because the grind doesn't keep going for a long time. It's a short period of time that you have to grind and work it out. And what happens is when you grind for this period of life is, let's just say that the first year, so we'll go year 1, you make, for example, 100k. So 100 grand. That's year 1. And then year 2 will probably look like you made 500k. Now, I'm not saying this is what happens, but I'm just giving a guesstimate of what would happen. And then year 3 happens, and you break through the barrier of 1 million. 1 mil. And then year 4 happens, and let's say that you've met people that are, because of year 3, you've met people that are in the money making space, and they teach you how to make 5 mil. And then we'll clear all this out. Where is my rubber? Rubber. Make it big. Wipe this out. And year 5 comes along. I think it was pencil that I had. Was it? I don't know what I had, but just increase this. It is, oops, year 5, where you make, for example, 10 million. And this is where you're at 23 now, and you can choose whether or not you're going to live your life happy at 10 million, or you can keep going because you've made an excellent group of friends and they are going to keep going and pursuing their goals and whatever else. And then you get to 23 to 28, and that could lead to you being, for example, making 100 mil a year. And that is basically the 10-year journey where successful people like Alex Mosey, Alex Becker, and all those kind of people, they say that's what the journey is like. And I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there with my health. And I did it with my health once before, but I let it go. I ended up being at about 95 kilos, and I was looking fit as. I was like looking like a beast. And I'm 23 this year, so I was probably here around 20. Yeah, I think I was 20 when I was the most fit that I was, and I let myself go a bit. And at the moment, I'm at 105 kilos, and I'm working to get down to 95 again. So when it comes to health, if I didn't let it go and I stayed grinding for this 5-year period, right, I would have a 6-pack. That's a big K. And I wouldn't have to be working super hard to maintain that, because the compound of working hard now to keep the physique of that, same goes for money making, is less effort. So it takes a lot of effort in this first period, and then less effort as you go along in the stages. So, for example, you could work out for 5 years, get really ripped, and then, for example, at 28, be like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week, and you're going to keep your physique. And then you can just keep doing that, and then I'm going to add a cake or whatever to my diet each night and whatever. And you can mix and match because you've done so much hard work for getting the physique that the amount of grinding that's needed isn't as much to maintain. And same goes for money and business, because you learn how to maintain that each time. I'll go back to my screen and show myself. So that's that part. And the reverse goes for the pain. So as I showed in the first example, you have a fun time when you're young and whatever else, and that leads to you being in pain in the future and having a horrible life and going, I wish. And that is what I'm working to fix now before I go through the 23 to 28 period and going, man, now I've got all these problems that I've got to solve, and it's starting to get over the top. And how I'm starting to fix that is by not letting the little things get to me. So yesterday I went to town, and I'm a bit of a driver where I despise slow drivers, and it frustrates the heck out of me. So I was starting to let slow drivers get to me, and I had to pull myself back and just breathe and let it go and realize that it's not the end of the world. Because I was driving with my nan and my dad and my younger brother, and I have to understand, and one of the things that helped me was that I'm not going to be able to go driving with my nan all the time. There's going to be a day where that no longer gets to happen. There's going to be a day where I no longer get to go driving with my dad all the time. And same with my brother. The time will pass. And so that goes for the bad times and that goes for the good times. So I have been fixing where I'm by no means perfect in any situation. But in saying that, I'm starting to catch myself more, and I understand that it's okay to not be perfect, and nobody needs to be perfect. You're not meant to be perfect. All these people that are idolized and whatever, they aren't perfect either. They have plenty of problems in their life. And the important thing is that when you catch yourself doing something that you shouldn't, you need to bring it back and be like, all right, caught myself getting upset in the car again. I need to relax and just bring it back. And that's the only way to self improve. When for example, I used to game a lot before doing my work. I wouldn't even do my work properly during the day, and then I get to 5 o'clock and I go, oh, I'm gonna game. And now I did cut that out completely, but I catch myself when I go to look at my phone, for example. I'm like, oh, I'm being distracted again. I need to bring it back and focus on my work. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, and I hope I didn't butcher anything. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. Thank you.